I see Mary earlier?
Here.
Okay, hi Mary. I thought I saw you. Ellen Reed Kirkwood,
Here.
Brooke Sahi Ledoux, Jenny Lee Blackwood Lindbergh, Bridget Wildshoots Linsiger, Kim Gifford Maplewood Richmond Heights.
I'm here.
Thank you. Mary Mackler Maplewood Richmond Heights. Latricia Clark Normandy. Melissa Upchurch, I'm here. Shauna Barton Parkway. Kristen Goldman Parkway. Ashley Jameson Parkway. Dr. Kamisha Carter Pattonville is here.
And Latricia just signed on.
Gotcha. Okay. Carrie Ellis Pattonville. Rob Eaton Rittner. Rebecca Fleek Rockwood. Denise Francis Southview. Shanna Rudolph Valley Park. Okay. So we have quorum. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you so very much.
I just did mine. My name's Macy Rendelman.
Dr. Carter, you're on mute.
Well, how about that? And I don't see anybody else. Okay. All right, excellent. We got quorum. Melissa, are you able to pull up the agenda? Don't worry about it. Let me
No.
exit out and find which one it is. That's the minutes. That's the agenda.
There you go.
All right. Can everybody see the agenda? Or do I need to reshare it?
No, we can see it.
Y'all can see it. Good job. All right. Do we have any changes for the agenda? Hearing none, may I have a motion to accept the agenda as printed?
I move that we accept the agenda as printed, Latricia.
It's been moved. May I have a second?
I'll second it. Ellen Kirkwood.
Thank you, Ellen. It has been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays?
Aye.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Y'all still eyeing. Any nays? Hearing none, we'll accept the agenda as printed. Okay, next we need an adoption of the August minutes. This was in your email last week and on yesterday.
This is Ellen. I propose accept the minutes.
It's been moved that we accept the minutes as written. And may I have a second?
Latricia Clark, second.
It has been moved and seconded to accept the minutes as written. All in favor in accepting the minutes as written, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. All right, we'll move forward in our agenda. One second. Next, we will have Mr. Ebby, and Mr. Ebby, you can go ahead and start sharing your PowerPoint. we're asking everyone to change their view to presenter view so that they can be able to see it and see him as well.
Is that PowerPoint up there for you now?
Yes, sir, it is.
Oh.
And I'm finna find you so I can put you on the side. There you are. I'm gonna pin you.
Ouch. Sorry.
Ha ha. There you go.
All right. All right. So am I, Dr. Carter, am I okay to just move forward then?
Yes, you are. You have the
Yeah.
floor.
I thank you so much. Well, first of all, thanks a lot. This is an honor to have the opportunity to talk to the Parent Advisory Group Council, and I'm thrilled to be here representing the Special Education Foundation. Personally, my name is Tim Eby. I'm the Executive Director with the Foundation, and I have been on board. Actually, next Tuesday will mark my 6-month anniversary here with SEF. Prior to joining the Special Education Foundation, I worked in nonprofit media and over most of my career. But the opportunity to come to the Special Education Foundation has just been a great gift to me. My own personal background, my wife and I have 3 daughters. Our 2 younger daughters, who are both, all my daughters are adults, but my 2 younger daughters are on the autism spectrum, both very high functioning, and grew up for the most part in Ohio and received special education services there. And I am just a total believer in the importance of how education can serve kids with special needs. My oldest daughter, Kelsey, is a special education teacher, actually over in the Columbus, Ohio area in a district called Upper Arlington. So we are very much have taken the opportunity to take advantage of special education to help our kids, and are just a huge believer in the importance of that and how it enables kids with special needs to succeed. The Special Education Foundation has been around for 38 years. And you probably are all aware of us. I hope you are. But if not, it was formed by a group of parents in the special school district and interested citizens. And in fact, the foundation was the first public school foundation in the state of Missouri, which I think is a great story to tell. And really what our focus was then and continues to be today is that we assist students with disabilities in St. Louis County to achieve success in ways that taxpayer dollars may not be able to provide. We have our first executive director was involved with the organization long before actually coming on as the executive director. She was also a staff person with the SSD prior to coming on board. Diane Burr was hired in 2003. She retired in 2018. My predecessor was a gentleman by the name of David Diener, and the organization itself, our mission is very much focused on helping kids with disabilities achieve success. And we do that in a variety of ways. The organization has a board of directors that is very active and involved with our organization and in the community. Our current chair is a gentleman by the name of Mike Corey, who has had a tremendous successful career in business. He is a grandfather of 2 grandchildren that receive services from the special school district. He has a granddaughter that goes to New Owner and a grandson who is on the autism spectrum, who is in the Brentwood schools. We have our board is a mix of folks in business, folks who have an educational background, and they are just very active and involved in supporting what we do. And then you can see on your screen some of the staff folks that we have working with us as well. A couple of names there. If you're familiar with the special school district, Karen Carter and Patty Benner are our golf event coordinators, our longtime staff and leaders at SSD, and Debbie Smith, who runs our Leadership Academy, was also an area coordinator with the SSD. Our programs, which is really the meat of what we do, covers a whole lot of areas. The SEF provides grants for teachers to come up with innovative ideas and empower students. We provide specialized equipment of all sorts and types to students, from hearing aids and eyeglasses to adaptive and assistive equipment. We provide scholarships for college-bound students, and we hope that we can do more of that. The idea of helping young people move on to college that have received special education services, I think is so critical. And SEF has been, through the generous support of Emerson and others, have been able to do that for the last several years. We have a Kid to Camp program that provides meaningful opportunities for students in the SSD that receive services from the special school district to go to camp and have life-changing experiences that we think are just so meaningful. And we provide scholarships and supports to help those kids go to camp. We also provide, through a critical needs program, support for students and families that need specific immediate attention if they're facing financial challenges. And Dr. Carter, if I can share with you one story that our critical needs program has done. Last spring, shortly after I started, had a call from Adrian Eaglin, who's our point person with critical needs. Adrian is just, I think, one of the great leaders with the SSD. She called me about a young man who was on the autism spectrum. And this young man also had a physical issue where he was a toe tipper. He walked around on his tiptoes, and he was scheduled to have surgery within the next week or two. But unfortunately, this young man and his family, they were staying in an extended stay motel, which was not the cleanest of all. And this young man had bed bug bites all over his body. And the hospital said they could not do the surgery if he had these bites on his body because of infection and whatnot. So Adrian called me up and said, what can the Special Education Foundation do to help? And what we decided to do was to put this young man and his family in a clean motel or hotel for 4 or 5 nights before the surgery so that he could get the wounds healed and go in and have the surgery. And we were able to do that. And that's what we do. And we do this because we have such generous supporters out there from foundations and individuals that support us. And I think that is just meaningful and life-changing for what we do. So that's what our critical needs program does. And then we also have our high school leadership academy, which I'll touch on a little bit more here. The mini grant program that we provide to teachers and other educators offers just an incredible amount of interesting ideas, from the Garden Paws Garden Club at Litzinger School. We provide support on sensory engagement for students who have autism. In total, we provide, in the last fiscal year, provided support of around $54,000 to support a number of innovative ideas, 59 total ideas that our mini grant program does. And what I'd like to just take a moment and encourage with any of these programs, for the parents that are involved, we're looking for your help. We're looking for your help to get the word out to other parents. We're looking for your help to talk to teachers and educators within the SSD that may work with your children or with children that you know, and encourage them to apply for these grants and encourage them to apply for the different funding options that we have in the programs that we offer. And a perfect example of that is our adaptive equipment program. This is a grant program that we offer that is funded by the Tillis Foundation. And we provide everything from hearing aids to augmented communication devices, adaptive equipment, wheelchairs, hearing aids, eyeglasses. And again, we don't know if students need that unless we hear from students, from parents, from their educators. And so I just want to encourage all the parents that if they are aware of students who need help, reach out to us. Because we're here to help. In fact, our fiscal year, which runs from July through June, last year we invested around $78,000 in hearing aids and assistive equipment for students served by the SSD. Our scholarship program, named after the former superintendent who passed away tragically a few years ago, the John Kerry scholarships provide awards to students to continue their work post school. And that's another one of our programs that we're looking for more applicants, and we really encourage parents to talk to their teachers. The teachers and educators nominate these students, and we want to support those students. And it's a very, very meaningful program. Our Kid to Camp program is another program that we hope we can pick up steam on. COVID has cut that program back. Obviously, parents were a little bit gun shy and leery of sending their kids off to camp during these last couple of years because of COVID. We're looking to get those jump started again because we feel that opportunities for young people, kids with special needs, to go to camp, to have those experiences is an amazing and life-changing experience. It's also a really important and meaningful opportunity for parents to take a break in some ways as well, while their students are in a safe location at a camp. And so we think that program is something that's so essential. And again, that's one of those that our application process for that is coming up after the first of the year, and we encourage parents to apply. I talked about our critical needs program, but a couple of other things that we do with the critical needs program. Last year, we did a coat drive, working in partnership with the schools to raise money for coats for kids and families that needed it. And then this past summer, through the critical needs program, we were able to put together 100 food baskets with $50 worth of food to offset food insecurity. As you all probably know, there's many students that rely on the schools for breakfast and lunch. And when school ends at the end of the school year, there could be food insecurity issues that arise. And our critical needs program helped to address that this past summer. Our Leadership Academy is one of my favorite programs, and that was established 18 years ago. And the idea with that program is to give students with disabilities the opportunity to learn leadership skills, to learn about our community, and to really focus on how they can go back to their home schools and be leaders. We recently adapted the program so that we bring in sophomores and juniors from the schools across the county. So the idea being that once they go through our year-long program, they can go back to their home schools and be leaders in their own schools and help to educate and influence the things that are going on in their home schools through what they've gained during our year-long leadership program. In fact, this week, the October program for the students, they'll be meeting with the county executive on Friday and learning about government and the leadership aspects of government in that program this week. The Special Education Foundation raises money through a number of ways. We get foundation funding, we get gifts from individuals, and we also do events. In fact, it was a very busy week, and on the Zoom when we were getting started, I saw a couple of SSD staff that were at our golf tournament this past Monday. Our Dan McLaughlin golf tournament has been highly successful, and in fact, this year was our 20th year, and we had a beautiful day for that event. And with a little luck, we will hopefully raise a record amount this year. Our goal was $360,000, and I think we're headed towards actually achieving that goal this year. A couple of other dates on your screen are reception for our scholarship recipients in April, and then our Leadership Academy graduation in May. And we do several other events throughout the year as well, around the Gift of Sound and our Heroes event and our women's fashion show that we've done for several years. Looking ahead, one of the things that we're really focused on with SEF is to market our programs to more diverse communities. We are looking to try to reach families and students and those educators that work with the students and families so that they are more involved in our programs. And that's why reaching out to the parents through this organism, through the Parents Advisory Group, could be a real help. And I really would encourage you to check us out on our website with all the different programs and encourage families to get involved. We're in the process of a strategic planning process where we're looking at our existing programs and how we can expand those. We're exploring new programs. An idea that I've had coming in is to look at how we might be able to support families with tutoring. Families that can't afford to bring on a tutor to help their student. I was lucky, and we were lucky enough in my family to have the resources for our 2 kids with special needs to receive tutoring outside of class, and it made a world of benefit. There are a lot of folks that don't have those resources. We want to find ways that we might be able to support them through a tutoring program. We're also working on an IT careers initiative for neurodiverse people who to gain the skills and the social skills to succeed in the workplace, particularly around IT and tech. And then we're also focused on how we can grow our revenue to better provide services for students. The final piece is our board of directors. We're always looking to grow and expand our board of directors as well. So that's a little bit about the Special Education Foundation. And if you have any questions and there's time, I'd love to answer them for you.
Okay, and I have to take you off of presenter view. so I
That's
can
fine.
see that.
I'll do that for you. There you go.
All right, thank you. Do we have any questions for Mr. Ebby? There is one. But Chief Pendergrass says she'll get the PowerPoint from you
Oh,
so
absolutely.
that we can send it out and people can see what is out there for families.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm going to put our and I'll put our web address in the chat as well, so that folks can check us out there. Maybe. There we go. So, but thank you so much for the opportunity to talk, to meet with this group, and if there's anything that we can do, please let me know and reach out to us, because we're here to help the kids.
You have 2 questions.
Okay, great.
How can we get this information? And we're going to get this information to you. Also, I think he just typed in the website information where you can go to the website. It's www.sef-stl.org. And then your second question is, how soon would the tutoring program be up and running?
How soon? I don't know. I will tell you, I mean, there's a lot of work ahead. We're just starting. We're just starting to explore. Oh, I didn't even see Adrienne on the line. There she is. We're starting to just really explore the idea. One of the things that I believe is that we have to find partners out in the community that can help us achieve this. But I think as we begin our strategic planning process later this fall and into the winter, that's something that we really want to try to pursue, because I just think it could I know how it helped our kids, and I think it could help kids and families if we can come up with, I think, a program that works for both the educators and the students. So I think I can't guarantee it, but I'm not one to sit still. So I'd like to say we could get something going by next school year if we could.
Okay.
If I could also, I'd happily put my email address out there too. My email address is pretty simple. It's tim@sef-stl.org. And my office line is 314-394-7030. And we're here to help. What steps can parents take to prepare for the leadership program? That's it. I'm reading that right here. So, well, I think that is. I think it's really getting to working with the staff at the school, the educators, the teachers, the ISs there, the counselors, and really get an understanding of what it's all about. On our website, we list the different activities that the students do, and we get such a wide range of students involved in the leadership program. It's one of those things that over the course of the year, these students bond. I was lucky enough to start my job in mid-April and attended the graduation ceremony for the class, the graduation class of the Leadership Academy that occurred in May. And these kids getting up in front of strangers, their parents, and others, to spend 3 or 4 minutes talking about their experience was just so energizing and inspirational. I think the big thing there is if kids want to learn about being a leader, to talk to us and get involved, reach out to me, and I can happily help you out. The program itself was originally modeled on the Focus St. Louis Leadership Program. And the idea is to just get people to better understand how they can get involved in their community in various ways.
And Mr. Eby, if I can share, for the Fred Side Leadership, there's an application nomination process that will start. The dates would be on the SEF website and then also on our website as well, where anyone that works for a special school district could nominate a student, and then the selections are based on that application process and selection process, and then announced to the families of those children that would be selected to Fred Side Leadership.
Thank you. Thank you.
And pretty soon we'll have it on our website.
That'd be-
Melissa, if you can get that taken care of, it'd be greatly appreciated.
that
Ms.
would be
Gabby,
awesome.
thank you for your wealth of information. We truly appreciate you stopping by. I know you'll get a lot of calls soon about different things, and we truly appreciate you. We have one more thing, I think, what it says. Oh, Jen, she says that the annual coat drive will be kicking off at the end of October. We typically receive a lot of coats for young students. This year, we are asking for coats for high school students, young adults specifically. For boys, coats can be dropped off at the central office reception desk.
That's great.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Eby.
Thank you
are
so
more
much.
than-
And
You
thank
are
you for all
more
that
than
you do,
welcome to
too.
stay with us if you would like, or you can go ahead and exit the call.
All right. It's been a long week after our golf outing on Monday. I think I'll let you guys go, but thank you so much. And again, we're here for you. So thanks a lot.
Okay. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. At this time, we will have our superintendent's report from Dr. Keenan.
Okay, hi, everybody. We have had a great week so far. Like Mr. Eby had said that we had the SCF Foundation or we had the golf tournament on Monday. So me and several of our board members were able to participate in that, and we had a lot of volunteers. So I just really want to thank all of the SSD staff that took the time and participated in. Some of our DLT members were golfing, or they were just helping out and volunteering their time and supporting all of the different activities throughout the day. It's a lot of work, but it's such a good cause. And I keep reminding ourselves about why we exist as a special school district, but also the SCF is such a great extension and supports the overall supports of the students with special needs across the county. The other interesting thing about this is when we look at special school district, we're very unique in that we are one of the only districts. There's another district in the Boot Hill, but we're one of the only other districts across the county that really fully fund, the nation that really fully funds our special education programming across this county. So we really do get this opportunity to not only really plan and support students with special needs during the day, but we also have the foundation that really just is, has one purpose, and it's to support our students in St. Louis County. So I think it's just really a real special place to be in. The other thing is that, we're in October and we are moving into our budgeting season. So we are talking about how we're looking at all of our 22 partner districts and our SSD schools about the needs and how do we make sure we build that into our budgeting for next year. So We at Special School District really want to make sure that we are ahead of the game in terms of hiring. And so when we bring our budget to the board in February, we're asking for them to to do a preliminary approval so that we can start to open up things and hire. So it's so important, especially in these times with so many vacancies in some of our partner districts, not in our special ed, but in the general education classrooms. So we want to make sure that we're as staffed as much as we can. And so we're a special school district. We are not, we have 6,000 employees, but we have over 2,000 teachers, and we're doing pretty well with our vacancies. We are sitting at less than 2%, so that given these times right now, especially with so many districts having so many difficulties in finding staff, we are very fortunate that we do not have that many vacancies. But when we do have a vacancy, which we've had a little bit higher than we had over the last 2 years, it does make an impact. And so we want to continue to make sure that we are out there recruiting and able to hire our teachers early so that we can bring them in and that we can make sure that we have our staffing up to date by the first day of school for next year. The other thing is and I think Wendy's going to be talking about this a little bit too, about the RBTs, the Registered Behavior Technicians. That's another piece that has really been a key initiative on how do we look at our programming and how do we make sure we really truly specialize in some areas. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about how that is kind of evolving and how it will continue to evolve, but it's really kind of a unique scenario in terms of programming across this county where many districts are not able to offer to the level that we are able to. And I think that the thought that was put into this model with Ms. Frisbee and with Dr. Bolton, it really does say that we are really truly about not only providing services to our students across the county, but how do we make sure that it's really specialized in terms of really addressing the needs that our students have. So with that, the last thing I'm going to end on is that we are finalizing all of the partnership agreements. We have met with pretty much all of the 22 partner districts. We just have a couple left. So Ms. McRiddle and I have, and Dr. Yates have been meeting with the leadership teams in each one of the 22 partner districts. We have about 2 a day that we get out to, and it really shows about how our goals and how do we make sure we're aligning with what each district's goals are going to be for this year. And in terms of, we go through the partner district agreement and we talk about where do we need to make some improvements. But for the most part, most of our partnership agreements are really pretty seamless right now. Where I came in 4 years ago, it was kind of just a piece of paper and people they approved it, but nobody really took it seriously in terms of what are we exactly doing for each part of it. And I really want to thank that the leadership of Ms. McRiddle and Dr. Yates and all of the superintendents really getting on board and saying, how do we make sure that this is a true living document? And our directors of special education and our 22 partner districts really have committed to making sure that it is a living document and that we are committed to it and that we really build in our goals and that we really are supporting one another in our initiatives across the way. So I see Kim has a question about, is there a way for parents to see the partnership agreements? It's just one document. The partnership agreement is one document that is for all of our districts. And Jen will, if we have it, Jen Henry will probably put a link for it on our website. If not, we can let all of you know, we can send it to you later on. But these partnership agreements really go through all the pieces of staffing. It goes through transportation. It goes through how do we support one another in curriculum, materials, staff, and professional development. And so it really does talk about how we work together and making sure that we have, I call it the guardrails. We have a universal understanding of what we all need to do, but it's really important for us to not only take that and say apply it to every one of the 22 partner districts, but also understand what each district is trying to do and where they're at in this process. I think it's really important for us to make that bigger, broader understanding, but also individualize it too, just like we do with our IEPs. So I've gone to several of the board meetings that have, when they were approving it. And also Ms. McGriddle has gone along with me too. So it really has been really humbling to see how supportive these partner districts and their boards and how they're seeing how we are committed to really being transparent about what we're trying to achieve together. So I think that going into the next several months, we're going to be continuing our budget and discussions, but we're also going to be making sure that we are continuing to make sure that we're looking at how we're continuing to improve in all of our areas and support not only our directors and our coordinators, but our teachers and our paraprofessionals. And then I'll turn it over to Ms. Pendergrass.
Thank you, Dr. Keenan. We are going to go over a little bit of legislative update. As Dr. Keenan had spoke earlier, Jen Frisbee and Dr. Bolton will be discussing the RBTs. We'll also have Latrice Morgan and Adrienne Eaglin give us updates from PETA, and then we'll ask for questions. So legislative updates are pretty simple right now. Of course, all of the nominations, and there will be voting coming soon in November. And then that really will set the stage of what the big topics will be in January. So we have charter schools that of course will stay a hot topic in our legislative in Jeff City. We have the Parents' Bill of Rights and actually have been asked for members of special school district to provide some guidance and support on what that relationship can look like. And then of course, always funding transportation, funding all of the different programs. So stay tuned. And after the first of the year, we'll be able to update a little more. Ms. Frisbee and Dr. Bolton, please.
Yes, thanks. So we just wanted to give you an update this evening. I think in the spring of last year, right before school got out, we talked to you a little bit about the registered behavior technician that DESE has added for position for direct services for ABA as service providers. So that is a para-level position, but it does require certification. And so I'm going to turn it over to Jenny Frisbee and let her talk a little bit more about that.
All right, thank you for having me back this year. I'm Jenny Frisbee. I am the director for the ABA division, and we are very excited about this new certified position that we're rolling out this year. You'll notice on the slide that it is through the Behavior Analyst Certification Board, and this position is under the supervision of board certified behavior analysts who oversee 5% of the work that this paraprofessional staff do. So they are kind of tied to our teacher level staff. With that, you can go to the next slide. I'll give you some updates. So our plan this year is to build capacity over this year and next. We have been hiring by position changes for paraprofessionals who are existing staff who have previously been providing those ABA services. We also have been hiring external applicants where we have position vacancies and individuals interested. We've seen quite a bit of interest in this position and have been excited to get folks into it and trained. I will say that it takes a little while to get the individuals into the RBT position because there's a 40-hour training that they need to go through that's offered online. We also offer that in person. They have to do a competency assessment with one of our board certified behavior analysts at special school districts. Then there's a Pearson exam that they have to pass in order to become certified with our national certifying entity. So there's a couple steps within that process. They are super excited once they do become certified, and we've been celebrating that across the district. As far as the total number of positions that we're looking to have within the district over the next 2 years, that is dependent on the direct service minutes that students have in their IEPs. The goal this year was to start with two registered behavior technicians for each behavior analyst across the district. And that would allow us some time to get everybody acclimated to the position, and then make any changes that we needed to along the way as we're increasing that. Right now, we have 73 that are fully active But we did have some that went to the board last night. So that number is increasing as we speak. We do expect to have about 115 that will be hired on within the next month or so. So I'm excited about that. We will have paraprofessionals who are continuing to cover ABA therapy as we build capacity, and they've been doing that as we've started up this year.
All right, thank you, Ms. Frisbee, for the update. Ms. Latrice Morgan, Ms. Adrienne Eaglin, are you ready?
Yes, we are. Good evening, everyone. And I want to send a special good evening to the Family Leadership Institute participants who are at central office at this moment receiving day one workshop and meeting experience. So they're all online watching this meeting so that they can see how rich of an opportunity it is to jump into leadership for the district. Next slide, please. So the updates here that I want to share with you, one and all, are that, again, the Fall Leadership Institute started today. And the participants, they come from all across St. Louis County. We had a very large applicant pool of well over 30 individuals who were and are excited about learning and growing how to lead their respective families. I also want to share with you information about our workshop series. One that's coming up is Charting the Life course, which will be held on the 18th. And one of the wonderful things about the workshops that we offer here at Special School District is that it's absolutely free of charge. The only thing it's going to cost you is your time. And so if you are interested in expanding your knowledge base about special education process and the like, please check in with our program. And you can also access that information online. The next bullet point here talks about the Family Resource Hub at North Technical High School. And they are hosting the second Family Cafe on October 27th. So one of the things that I failed to do in getting started was to share that our program merged from 2 excellent programs to 1 excellent program, in that we have now joined with family engagement, and Adrienne Eaglin is here. That is my sidekick. And I, along with 3 other people from SSD, were in a program called PETA, our Parent Education and Diversity Awareness programming. And I have to say that we are rolling strong. We are excited. And one of the key programs that was coming over to us from family engagement is the Family Hub. And so again, as I shared, it is located at North Tech High School in North St. Louis County. And there are the family cafes that is also listed here. The next one is October the 27th. And it's hosted by families for families. And so here we have yet another opportunity for our families to lead the charge. We want to help our families and caregivers to come together and assemble in a safe environment where they can share with one another and make those connections that may not otherwise happen. So, and here too, with our community outreach efforts that are underway, you'll see listed here is the Pagedale Community Festival, which was held not too long ago. The St. Louis, I don't know the second acronym, so I'm not even gonna play, but this is a mobile market. I'm sorry?
St. Louis County Library.
Thank you, Adrienne. See, that's my sidekick. We got each other's back. And so the last one that's listed here is Red Circle Town Hall meetings. And so the last piece here that I want to share is that we will be celebrating Family Engagement Month district-wide, and that's in November. And so the Family Academy will be held November the 5th. And there will be more details to follow. But Adrienne, can you share some rich information about this exciting event that's coming?
Absolutely. Wendy, if I can ask you to move to the next slide. So we are excited. 2 years ago, we decided, or we started talking with families and making plans about hosting an event on a weekend to celebrate families, to share strategies and connect with community vendors that support our community, as well as just showcasing some of the importance of learning strategies and transition with families. And so now that we are now learning to navigate through COVID, we have an opportunity to actually make this a reality. So on November 5th, we are offering the Family Academy. We have educators who are ready. We have community vendors that are coming out. We are expecting live music, light refreshments, and fun learning. You are the first to hear about this, and there is an opportunity for you to register tonight. If you have your phone available, you can use the QR code that is visible on the screen, and you can begin to select classes or sessions that you'd like to participate in. And so we're going to have great facilitators there, but it's not a sit and get. The ideal here is that you really talk to these educators and you learn about strategies to support your student and families. So you don't just sit and get, you leave with materials, you leave with information that we hope will impact the lives of your students in a positive way. For all of the things that are listed here on the screen, the family cafes, those QR codes can be used and registration is still available. So
Awesome,
thank you
awesome,
all.
awesome. Wonderful. Next slide, please. So what questions might you have for myself or Adrienne related to our merger and programs and services that we offer here for special school districts?
I do not see any right now, nor do I see any in the chat.
Me either.
So well done, ladies.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for giving us time on the agenda.
And I also would like to say thank you. It's good to see you back. And I want to say thank you to those who are in their first Family Institute. 3 of us took it last year. And it was very, very interesting and very, very life-changing. Understanding what we need to do and how we need to get it done. Can you put the screen back up with the chart, with the PowerPoint for the Saturday the 5th? Because it went through for me, whoever is Somo, put that back up. You might have to push your screen back a little bit so you can get the actual code. So if we can have that up for just a second. Push your screen back. Okay, you have one. Okay, you might have hit the wrong one. I didn't even see the one for the Charting a Life course. But you have the Family Academy. If you just push your screen back a little bit, because it came right up once I pushed my screen back a little bit. All right.
Also know that these are also on our website page. So if you go to SSD's website, FACE has a wonderful page with lots of great information, and you'll also find the same information there.
Okay. Thank you so very much. And I'm so glad that we are always the first. Y'all always think about us first to get all the good stuff and pick logos and things of that nature. Dr. Bolton, you have anything else you would like to say? Or
I just want to give a shout out to both of these divisions, both the ABA division and the FACE. They have both been working so hard on the new initiatives, and the benefits that our kids are seeing is just amazing. So just really want to give a shout out to them and thank them for all their hard work they're doing to engage the community, engage our families, and just provide great things for our kids.
Awesome. Is Miss Frisbee still on? Can you tell us more about the October 20th autism? Is that the right person? Autistic Council.
Yes, advisory.
I know it's in person and I haven't begged yet, but I was trying to beg for you to give us a Zoom link, but I don't know. But can you give the families more information? I know that 2 of our reps do attend the council and is a part of the council, Mary Fitzgerald and Ellen Reed. But can you give us more information about the Autism Council?
Yes, so we have the Autism Advisory Council that is meeting, I believe, next Thursday, the 20th, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. over at Central Office. So, and for that agenda, we'll be looking at some updates from some of the different divisions like ABA, the Autism EPS group, FACE. FACE will actually be presenting quite a bit about some of the changes and some of their initiatives this year during that time period.
Okay, and I offline, I'm a beg for a Zoom link because I have several students in my class who are moving into autism, special education. And I told them, oh, y'all need to go to that, and we don't have a link. So pretty please, can we get a link to the meeting? Thank you. At this juncture, we're going to go ahead and go to PAC business. Basically, guys, we've been doing fantastic. We have been reaching out to superintendents and board presidents. We spoke to the governing council on last month, and there were some very good questions. We're trying to help districts understand that our children are school district children first. Then they are children who receive services from SSD. They're not SSD kids. And so basically, because we pay our tax dollars into those districts, we have rights as parents for them to comply to the partnership agreement, which Jennifer Henry so graciously put in. That is for our information to know what the school districts are supposed to be doing. Our children are not SSD children. Our children are Afton children, Ferguson Florissant children, Pattonville children. If I didn't name your school district, I'm sorry. But though we belong to those districts, and that's where our tax dollars go. We do pay taxes into SSD, but the majority of our taxes do go to that school district. So I was looking for Rebecca. Erica could not make it because Erica Henderson is the secretary to the superintendent, and they are in closed session right now for Ferguson Florissant. But we do have an equity committee. Our equity committee is getting us checklists. When we walk into schools, do we have adequate spacing? When we walk into schools, how are our children adapting in their area? Do we have the actual teacher at the actual general ed teacher at the IEP meeting? Do we have people who work with our children actually at the IEP meeting? Do we have the building plan in place? Do the assistant principal and principal and the SRO officer know about that information? We are really working so parents can be equipped with this information. We do understand that SSD only have so much they can do within the partnering district, but the Brooks of, well, let me say, did I'm saying this right? The majority of the weight of what needs to be done for our children is dependent on the actual school district. SSD provides the service and the support. The school district gives everything else. And so we need to look at what they are doing well and what they may need improvement on. We have those concerns. So since Rebecca Flegg is not here to give us more information on that, that will be ending my president's report. Rob is not able to be here tonight. And we want to say kudos to Rob. We're on our record. He is newly appointed to the Rittner School District School Board. Yay. I don't know if it's out yet, but yay. Melissa, do you have a report at this time?
No, ma'am.
All right. Denise, do you have a report at this time? And she might have gotten off. Okay. We did not have any public comments. We are going to go ahead and put the plus delta in the chat. EF 400, you can get offline. Your time is up. All right, we're waiting on the plus delta. Y'all, we getting out a whole hour early. Look at y'all cooking with Crisco tonight. Please fill out the plus delta form. Please fill out, make sure, y'all, they're giving it to us first. We need to get into those different programs that FACE is providing. Let's get it done. May I please have a motion? Please fill out the plus delta. May I please have a motion to adjourn our meeting?
I'll motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you, Kim. May I have a second? Y'all want to stay on? Okay.
I just want to stay for hours. Can I stay for hours?
Girl, not tonight, not tonight.
Okay. Fine, I'll make a second to adjourn.
Thank you, babe. It has been moved and seconded. All in favor of ending our October meeting?
Aye.
Aye, thank you so very much. And we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Great
Dr.
meeting,
Carter,
guys.
thank you for your ongoing support.
Oh, of course. Y'all know I like y'all a little bit.
Take care.
Yeah, thank you. My kids needed to see this. Dr. Keen, I'm trying to send you as many student teachers. I have, I think it's 6 of them. 6 of them that are graduating from CMO this January.
Love it.
No, this December. So they'll be
Okay.
ready. We're telling them to apply now. So,
Well, if you want to have our department, our HR department, from somebody to come there to meet with them, we can do that too.
November the 30th, we're having mock interviews.
Oh, with whom?
Oh, with several different friends of mine who are in
Okay.
different school districts. You guys are more than welcome to come.
Well, our team would go over there. We could have. There.
Okay, I'll send the invitation to Wendy.
Okay, let us know if you want.
Okay.
Hey,
Well,
Wendy.
thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good
Good night.
Night, night.